right?
Yeah.
Yep, here we go. To start the show off, get down to business.
It's good. We're we're the liver and onion guys, taking the day off and doing other stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at Pizza Pharaohs in Carefree, Arizona.
Fabulous place.
Yeah.
There's 3 stools at the bar. We're occupying, well, all 3 of them, basically. And love it, man. This is just like, it's almost like being at home or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Now, the other day, I met a guy at one of my gigs, and he knew this guy, the Iceman. And in fact, his occupation was building ice baths.
Wow, that's
So I
great.
immediately thought of you.
Well, it's funny that that the whole thing is big enough that he could make an occupation out of building ice baths.
Wow.
You know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Well, I've been obsessed with the whole Wim Hof method, the Iceman. So my wife and I, Donna and I, went to a Wim Hof method workshop about, I don't know, a month and a half ago, and I just became obsessed with it. So every day I do the deep breathing, and every day I do the cold shower, and then I try at least once to a couple times a week to do the ice bath.
Wow.
I did it this morning.
Wow.
I went and I got 2 big giant garbage bags full of ice from work, and I filled up my bathtub pretty much halfway with ice and then the rest with water, and then it's pretty cool because it feels like really cold at first, you know, and you're like whoo, whoo, and it's cold, and then you get in and then you start breathing through it, and then all of a sudden your blood moves from your extremities to your core, and all of a sudden you feel this warmth come over you, and you feel like you could do this for a while. But like he says, let your body do what your body knows what to do.
Right.
And then it does. It automatically, you start warming up, and then you can sit in there for, you know, a reasonable amount of time. I did a round of 5 minutes, and then I got out and I did some exercises and warmed up, and then I went back in. I did another 3 minutes.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, and it
You're
feels
hooked.
really invigorating. It's really good. Yeah.
You know what's funny? It makes me think of they were putting Bugs Bunny into the big kettle that was boiling. You know, chopping up carrots. Yeah. And he hits water. Can't quite get in. Can't quite. He eases his way in.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So usually I put some music on, and then lately I've been
Albert Collins.
That would be a perfect one.
Yeah, the Iceman.
That would be a perfect one. Yeah. No, I usually put on some sort of like jazz. So
Yeah.
I usually put John McLaughlin. Typically,
Mm-hmm.
I have put on some John Coltrane. You know, like Love Supreme or whatever.
That's all cool.
And then I just kind of like, I like that kind of stuff because it puts me in a place where I can kind of zone out.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping. So I just loaned Chuck the book, the Wim Hof Method book that came out recently, and I'm hoping that I'll get him hooked too. So,
You know, Wim Hof is Norwegian from freezing my ass off.
yeah. Well, he's the guy. He's the guy. You've probably seen him on TV or whatever. He actually hiked to the top of Mount Everest in his shorts. Yeah, and he's also hiked to the top of Kilimanjaro and a bunch of other things with people.
And he made it, so he wrote the book after.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, just checking.
And he's also the guy that they put like in a tank of ice, and he was able to sit in a tank of ice water for like 2 hours.
God.
But he has like a whole bunch of world records as far as like being able to do all this stuff.
Thousands of years ago in Scandinavia, and it reminded me something not really related to the Iceman, but sort of. Ulf, my agent and good friend, took us to this little place in the countryside where there was a big flat rock that it may have been pre-Vikings that carved. I think they're called runes or something like that. But it's like tells the story of, you know, it's a big snake, and it tells the story. You know, Olaf got his head whacked off here, and there's some guy with an axe and a head flying, things like that. It was pretty cool. So anyway, we're standing on this rock, looking at all this, looking out over a pretty deep valley, that goes for quite a ways. And Ulf said when they were carving those stones, which we all kind of figured out was about maybe 2000 BC,
Wow.
Ulf said the water would have been right up to the edges of the stone.
Wow.
Because the land in Sweden, I don't know about the rest of Scandinavia, but it's been rising over the years. And it still is.
Yeah.
They still have sections where they can tell.
Wow.
You know, even in our short lifetimes. I drank a whole freaking bottle of wine last night by myself.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But wine and beer are truly food, and they actually, man didn't invent wine or beer. They invented themselves. You know,
Right.
They just naturally occur. You know,
Have you seen those videos of the animals finding fermented food?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I like the squirrel eating crab apples or whatever, and he's like falling down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Great
yeah.
stuff. Oh, deer under the influence.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
DUI. Oh, boy.
This is DUI. That was the original DUI because that was
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
before there was even any
Oh, yeah.
people or cars or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They walked out into this path and got run over by a horse. I don't know.
Imagine a woolly mammoth that was a little tipsy.
Oh. Yeah, that would be fun.
It'd be fun to watch. Anyway. So I'm having the house salad, Italian dressing.
This is just the coolest place, man. It really is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Fabulous pizza.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
My favorite in the area. For sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
You can see Don back there making pizza. Hold on, let's see. Oh, here's the pizza.
Wow.
We get one more plate. I think he might
Do you
have.
want any cheese or peppers?
I don't think I. Well, no, I don't think I need it.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
That actually has cheese and peppers all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I would do the peppers though.
Yeah.
So here's the pizza.
Oh.
Man.
Look at that.
Do you want
Awesome.
another drink or are you okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Let me see. I may change horses.
Best
here.
pizza in the area.
Yeah, that is.
Sure. Yeah. That's by far our favorite pizza.
Incredible pizza,
Mm.
right? Here at Pizza Faros in Carefree, Arizona.
Yeah.
And that is what you call a plug. Now, years ago, I was in a truck stop in Texas. It's been so long, I don't even remember where. I just remember Texas. And the lady came up after I finished eating and wanted to give me some dessert. She said, "You want some pie, hun?" I went, I'm from Texas. What did you say? Excuse me. You want some pie, hun? And I've never forgotten that. So I'm going to ask you in 3D. You want some pie, hun?
Awesome pizza. Awesome.
Wow.
If you're ever in Carefree, it's a must stop.
You're jonesing for pie. Here's where to get it.
Hot.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You get that thing where you've got like little curtains of skin hanging down.
I do that all the time.
Oh, me too.
My son Jack, he always makes fun of me because I always as soon as the pizza comes out, I start just eating it right away, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
ow!
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, why do you do that? And I said, I don't know.
Yeah, you've already
gotta-
waited long enough.
Just got to do it.
That's it. Before. After. This is such good pie. We were talking about different types of pizza. Your Chicago deep dish, which I had the real thing in Chicago, and it put me under 2 pieces. But it was so good. Then I had the real thing, the real New York pizza in Manhattan. So good. Pizza that really surprised me in Sweden, of all places, since about early 70s, a lot of Middle Easterners and Mediterranean people had moved there, and a lot of them opened up these. They're like kebab / pizzeria places, and they're all kind of the same. And the pizza there is just like this really flat, thin crust, almost no grease, and totally foldable. It's not crunchy. And some of my favorite was the Quattro Stagioni, which I think means 4 stations. So you would get artichoke hearts, shrimp. Let me think about this. Mussels, ham. Yeah, something like that. And you get a big one. It was really only one size, and just fold it up and eat it like a taco. You eat the whole thing.
Sounds good.
And then just go about your business. It was
Sounds
so
good.
light. It was really great.
Pizza with seafood on it was really,
Oh yeah.
like with clams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And they had the kebab thing where they had a meat rotating on a stick and a little device that would shave off a piece. Make a sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, that was excellent too.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Street food.
And all the pepperoncinis and olives and garlic and all the Mediterranean stuff.
That's my kind of eating.
Yeah, totally, man. In Sweden, of all places. And I mean, we'd be on the road, pull into some little town with 500 people, and there'd be 3 of these places.
Wow.
And they were all doing business.
But when we were in Germany, we were surprised that we had a lot of similar Middle Eastern kind of influence places and stuff. You know, they have the sliced meat and the sausages and
Yeah.
all that.
Oh yeah.
But the pizza there, what was really popular there was pizza with tuna fish on it.
Thunfisk.
Yeah.
That's the Swedish thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had pizza.
And I was like, it was actually pretty good. And I typically don't like hot albacore tuna, you know, like a tuna melt. That's not really my favorite. But the tuna on the pizza was pretty good. You know, I liked it. But I really liked really good.
I like the pizza with the tuna and the tuna and the moon. I like the pizza. I had it. That was a nice try.
Yeah, no, that sounded pretty good. Well, I've been eating though that caviar toothpaste.
Caviar toothpaste. Yeah.
Caviar toothpaste. Yeah, I bought some of that the other day.
It's
I've been
so
eating
good.
it. I've been eating it every day.
Where'd you get that?
IKEA.
You had to go all the way to IKEA to get it? Or?
Yeah. They have like that food section in there.
Right.
Yeah, and I was reading that they like to eat it on, like on the toast or on the cracker. What is it? What do you call it?
The crisp bread.
Yeah, crisp bread.
Yeah, the Vasa bread.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And they also, I was reading that they eat it on hard-boiled eggs. So I've been making hard-boiled eggs and squeezing out hard-boiled eggs and eating that. Oh man, it's so good. I get home from work and I just cut up a couple of hard-boiled eggs and I just squeeze all that out.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's really good. I've already gone through 1 tube. I got 1 more tube.
Did you roll the tube up?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you used to do in the toothpaste. You can't do it anymore because the toothpaste tubes now aren't made out of metal. They're made out of plastic, so they don't stay rolled up.
Right.
Yeah.
All you can do is get on a little tiny steam roller. And
Well, they have those little plastic things you can stick on there too.
Oh yeah. You're right.
But back when we were younger, the toothpaste tubes were made out of metal, so you could roll them like that.
Yeah. You roll it right up, and then like 2 weeks after you think you're already done with it, the stuff you can still squeeze some out.
Yeah, you're still squeezing a lot of it out there.
It's like, oh my God, what this thing is! It's
I hope it's that way with
toothpaste of the undead.
I hope it's that way with this caviar toothpaste because it tastes really good.
Oh, it's great stuff. Kale.
Yeah, Kale. Yeah.
Kalle.
Yeah, I guess they have a whole bunch of different flavors. I just got the regular one.
Yeah, I don't remember the flavors. I just remember.
No, they have like dill and.
I remember asking Ulf one day, "Are you going to brush your teeth with that?" What? The first time I saw it, I'm like, "What is that?" And now, I don't know if we haven't talked about surströmming, have we?
I don't think so.
They catch these little fish. They're kind of like herring. They're sort of like herring. We actually went fishing for them once, and it's not real fishing. It's more like snagging. You throw a line down with a bunch of little hooks and into a school of them and just yank.
Yeah,
And hopefully you snag some, right? Yeah. Not much skill involved there. But, you know.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, if it works, exactly. I'm sure there's a large commercial strumming fishing industry. And they make surstrumming.
You're in the strumming industry.
I am in the strumming industry.
Yeah,
That's
speaking of
right.
that, yeah.
Yes. That's right. And sometimes I play guitar that way. I just throw a few hooks down there and see if I snag a note on the way back.
That's right. Yeah, there are a lot of hooks involved in it.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, this
In
could
what
go
you
on
do,
for a
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Anyway, they take this fish and they put it in these cans.
And you also put your music in the can
I do.
once.
That one's in the can. When you get done recording, that one's in the can.
Exactly.
Yeah, because back in the old days, tape, like that big, came in cans. So if you finish the song, it's in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah. While the artist might be in the can at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, the acoustics in the can are sound pretty good, so you probably. That's why you sing in the shower.
Yeah. It sounds better in there for sure. And so anyway, they put this fish in these cans that are like this, about that deep, and they let it ferment. And you know when it's ready, and I'm not making this up because the first time I saw it, I thought, oh my God, what is this? In the grocery stores, you don't buy it or you don't use it until it's like puffing out like it's going to explode.
Yeah,
You know,
bulging
absolutely
can.
the opposite of what you've been taught your whole life about canned goods, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm serious, dude. It looks like it's going to explode. So they open this stuff up in a bucket of water because otherwise it'll all over you. And they asked me if I wanted to try some. Well, I'd had a few scotches at that point, and when I had a cigar going, maybe a couple beers, I don't remember. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell? So they opened a can, and it smelled like Odessa, Texas. I'm sorry, Odessa, but the oil fields are not the most pleasant thing I've ever been around. It smells like that, like oil fields, production.
Yes.
And just like you can't imagine eating anything like that. But I was on a tear, so I said sure. So they put a couple on my plate, little guys, you know, like that big, and I just popped a whole one in my mouth and ate the whole thing, and they're laughing and they're like, no, nay. Sorry, that's Swedish. Nay. So Ulf's brother gets out this small fillet knife. It fillets one of these little dudes. And so I got like 2 little chunks of meat, you know. I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's totally a love or a hate thing.
Oh yeah.
And I can see why, because, man, you got to sneak up on this crap to eat it.
Well, they have a lot of those. You're seeing some of those YouTube videos with Americans trying eating it.
Oh, yeah, I have.
And
yeah.
they just pop the can open and they're just like puking into a bucket.
Yeah, because it's vile.
Yeah.
But it really tastes quite good.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that a lot of those things taste a lot better than they smell or taste a lot better than they look.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then, of course, you and I like that kind of stuff. We're kind of drawn to those things.
We're drawn to the odd side.
Yeah. If it's weird, we're like, oh, let me try that.
Yeah, we got to see what there is about it.
Yeah.
And the Norwegian version is lutefisk, which it's a little different.
Yeah, that's different because that's
You're familiar with that, right?
yeah, I've had that. I haven't had the surströmming.
I can't
Did
remember
say
that I have.
Surströmming?
It's like surströmming.
Surströmming. I have not had that.
Something like that.
I would love to try it, but I've had lutefisk.
I don't remember that I've had that.
I'll have to cook some for you.
Okay, is that like a fermented fish or?
It's dried cod, which they rehydrate in lye, and it like puffs up. It rehydrates the fish, and the fish becomes more like kind of like gelatin-like.
Wow.
And it has like a really strong smell, but it has a pretty mild flavor.
That's funny.
But it has like a really nasty smell, and they usually serve it with lots of butter and mashed potatoes and stuff. You know, kind of.
hide it.
But I was like, like bracing myself for like this really gross thing, and it wasn't disgusting at all. It was just. It's like fish gelatin, which is like a really strange texture, and
Yeah.
a lot of people have trouble with eating like that kind of a texture. But other than that, it tastes fine. The flavor was way more mild than. I don't know about the surströmming. Was it more mild or was it really strong?
No,
flavor?
it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. It's sort of like smoked oysters gone bad. But I loved it.
Yeah.
And Ulp told me that's what would happen. He goes, you'll either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
There's no, like, you eat it and you'll spit it out or you'll have more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had plenty.
Oh yeah.
And maybe the whiskey helped. I don't know.
Oh, that's gotta help. Well,
Yeah.
you were telling me one time about some beer that you drank or some drink that had a fish in it too.
Oh, that was in Norway.
Mm.
No, I'm sorry, Finland. I was on a was on a Fender trip, right? Which meant I was at a music store dealer demoing Fender gear on a stage in front of a bunch of people. And I don't know, man. Sometimes you get off the plane and you're discombobulated. I think I put on a good show, but I didn't like it much. But the guy that brought me over, the Fender rep, a Finnish dude named Jerry Alalepalumpi.
Lepa-lumpy?
Alalepalumpi.
Oh.
And there was a time when I knew how to spell that, but that's long gone. But Jerry was a great guy, really cool. When I got done, he's like, "Oh, we are so proud of you. Tonight we go eat bear meat and drink." And I went, "Yeah, man, let's go."
Yeah.
So he took us to this little, like an old school Russian restaurant. Finland's right on the border there. I don't know how they held off the Soviets all those years. Well, actually, I do. That's some tough folks, man. Anyway, so we have bear meat, and it was great. And this is like, I feel like I'm waiting for the czar to come in this restaurant, man. I mean, the way it was set up. And the bear meat was great, and then you had a shot of stuff, like, in between every bite.
Yeah.
So by the time you get done with dinner, I'm starting to do this. And I got a 6 o'clock in the morning flight the next day. And Jerry goes, "We're all done." He goes, "Now we go drinking."
No.
Jesus. So, like, yeah, let's go. So we go to this bar, and the last thing and they were just getting warmed up, man. Wow. I thought I had a capacity, but no way. The last thing I remember having was like a little glass, fluted glass, with some kind of dark colored liqueur and a dried fish tail sticking out of it. So I just poured it back. And after about 10 minutes, I swear, I started to see like colored circles around light bulbs.
Wow.
Yeah, something was kicking my ass pretty hard.
I've heard people say that about like, what do you call it? Absinthe.
About what?
Absinthe.
Oh, yeah.
Where they see
Maybe that's what that was.
Maybe they see sort of did it have like a licorice flavor?
It did.
Yeah, it probably wasn't, but maybe it was like a local herbal liqueur though.
Man, it was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got back to the motel. I don't remember how I got there. Hotel, actually. I don't remember how I got there, and it was late. And I don't quite remember doing this, but the results were there for me in the morning. Everything was packed and ready to go. I woke up like 5 minutes before the shuttle to go to the airport got there, and I made it down there. Everything was ready. It was so weird, and I don't really have any memory of doing that. But I got on the plane, everything was cool, and
Was that fish?
I don't know.
tail.
It took me about a day to sober up.
Jeez.
I will say that. That was fun. My experience with the Finns is they are fierce. Great people do anything for you, and they're fierce. I can see how they held the Soviets off all those years.
Not only that, they have to hold off the winter. And,
Oh,
You know,
It's
that's-
wild.
Yeah, they're like up in the Arctic Circle or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
A good part of Finland is in the Arctic Circle,
Yeah.
and I've been up there on the Norwegian side. Actually, there's a little town, Pajala, which is real close to Finland. It's still in Sweden, but almost like if you're living on the border with Mexico, there's a lot of cross-pollination in terms of, families and language and culture and what have you. And then my great friend and agent Ulf sent me a book called Music from, some Finnish word, Vittula, something like that. You got to read this book. And it's about Pajala. And I went up there and we did a show there. It was so cool. And then to read the book. This is a little tiny place, man. Up in the Arctic Circle.
Did you go there?
There you go.
Okay.
My cap. It's a peace sign, Chucktown.
Chucktown.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. What
A
is
guy
it?
walked into a place that I was playing, and I said, "Man, you got to give me that cap." And he did.
Oh, my.
I'm like, "Oh my God,
Chucktown.
Chucktown."
You know what-
It's
you know what
short
the
for
source-
Charleston.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, very cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, I gotta have that."
And he gave it to you.
He gave it to me.
Anyway, that's cool. Chucktown. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Wait a minute. The 3D version.
All right. If you're ever in Carefree, Arizona, come to Pizza Pharaohs.
Oh,
Best pizza by far in the area, and fun little bar, 3-seater.
Excellent. 3-seat bar, linoleum countertop.
Yes.
There you go.
Right. All right.
Liver and onion guys out.
We're out.
Yeah.